So when we start on the back to try to recreate that wood grain look, alright, so if it's the table that you're sitting at or your desk or whatever, we need to first tape off the paper. I would suggest if you have a corner that's open like this, cut the tape with a pair of scissors so you get a clean corner there. This corner is not, I don't need to worry about because I'm not painting around it. Now, we need to wet the entire background again. This time when you wet the entire background, go around the crayons. So again, just clean water right up to the edge of the page. And I've got to be careful over here because I've got to get around that. So I'm just going to wet right up against the edge there. I also recommend using a flat brush. Alright, so I can go around everything with a nice clean edge. Now the background's going to have to be done in stages because we've got to get a base coat down and then let the rest of the color set before we start putting in the grain on top. So we got to get a base coat down. Alright, so I'm just going to finish off with the water. I am going to try to get around this character here because it's going to be mostly brown and I don't want that to go over the brown. But the black, that's no problem. Just go right over that with water where it has the hair there. And anywhere that I'm going to see the table through the character, around the character. But right up against the edge of the character, I'm going to use the brush. Try to get that clean edge. Same thing along the edge of the crayons. Alright, now, to get a good background color mix, I'm going to do pretty much the same thing that we did before, but in this case, I'm using yellow as a base. Alright, so you're going to need to mix up a lot. So get my yellow in there, and brown. That's going to give you a good wood grain tone as a base. Again, a lot of water because it's going to be a pale, pale brown wash. Alright. So when I start in with it here, I'm going to start off the edge and then just pull that yellow, carefully go around them. It's okay if it's somewhat speckled like you see there because there's going to be variations in the tone of the tabletop anyway, so Now I just have to let that dry.